Hi, so welcome to my Love in the Night reading vlog. Hi, so it's Tuesday, so it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's day 3 of this readathon, and I have yet to give you a single update about my reading, and that's because there wasn't a whole lot of reading going on. So if you watch my paranormal romance readathon reading vlog, linked down below, I was at the end close for these 2 books. This is the 3rd book in the Psy Changeling series, and this is like book 8 or 9. I don't know, I forgot, in the Immortals After Dark series. So I gave Caressed by Ice 3 stars on Goodreads. I think I really love Judd and Brenna as a couple. This follows a Psy Arrow, who's like he's like an elite soldier, and he's very closed off and living in the pack of is it the Dark River or Snow Dancer pack, and the heroine is Brenna, who is a character that was kind of a central focus in books 1 and 2 because she was kidnapped by a serial killer Psy. So a lot's going on here that you kind of have to have read through the series to know about. I really liked the relationship between the hero and the heroine in this one, but I think the mystery element that goes along with these books that was happening in the background really kind of dragged this along. Obviously, this romance couple is a slow burn because he couldn't really form an emotional connection with her without it being literally damaging to him. But it took so long for the slow burn to really happen for me, that it wasn't a favorite for me. So Slave to Sensation is still my favorite, but there's a couple that was kind of set up from this one that I'm super excited to read, which now it's book 10, so there's that. And I'm really intrigued by Caleb Krychek as a character who has kind of another point of view that's keeps kind of pulling me out of the story of the main couple, but I am very intrigued by him. And then Pleasure of a Dark Prince by Kresley Cole. This follows Gareth McReeve, who's the Prince of the Lycae, and Lucia, the Huntress, and she is a Valkyrie, but she's been gifted these Artemis abilities, and she's currently on the run essentially, and because she had to become a huntress to protect herself from this demon that had manipulated her into marrying him, and he's there's a lot of rape and non-consent with that relationship that she had in her past that has really traumatized her as a woman, and there's a lot of really interesting things about maidenhood and virginity in this book. And Gareth is a Lycae, and who he meets her and recognizes her as his mate, and basically kind of travels around looking for her, and she's looking to destroy this demon, and also there's ascension things going on here and trying to save the world. I think the plot here is it's a whole lot in this book, and there's also other books taking place around this one, because there's other things going on, but I really enjoyed them as a couple, and I just think Kresley Cole's writing is really spot on with, while there's so much randomness going on in these books, there is a kind of intimacy that you have with the hero and the heroine that's really fantastic, while also in this whole bonkers world that's going on. It's just really fun and adventurous, and this feels like it's going back to Sebastian Roth, the Amazing Race style of craziness that's going on. I just really love this couple. I think the Lycae are really fun. And I love listening to this on audio because Robert Petkoff does an amazing Scottish accent. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with what I finished thus far. I did the Romance Booktubers live read-along that was hosted on Shay Geeks Out's channel, and she's kind of the orchestrator of this readathon, so it was really fun, and I love talking with all those amazing ladies. You know, as a new booktuber, it's really like inspiring hearing from them and just like chatting because everyone's so nice. So that was really fun. I cooked dinner. And then so during that read along, I started Barista and the Bear by Rebel Carter, which is the group read. I got 24% in. The prologue is very like fairy tale-esque. It's very info dumpy about like who this main character heroine is, that there's shifters in this world, and she's lost the woman that raised her aunt, and she's kind of devastated by that. So it kind of sets you up as a fairy tale-esque. She owns like this barista cafe, and she kind of creates like magical-esque lattes, and essentially everyone knows about shifters. Like there's Faye, there's, you know, a fox barista who works at her cafe, and while she's working, a bear recognizes her as his mate and comes up to her, and she like doesn't want him to be like a mate. She wants to be like alone, so she kind of turns him down, and everyone kind of around her is like, no, just like ignore him. But then she goes home and she realizes she's all lonely, and her friend's like, why don't you just like go for it? So that's where I'm at with that. I don't know, I think the writing's a little corny. It's like okay, I think it's fun, I think it has like a fun direction. I'm just not like, I don't know if it's like maybe the tone that's throwing me off, or the fact that like everyone knows about shifters. I don't know. But yeah, I'll update you when I've read more of that. See you when I get to reading some more. I'm quickly popping in. I do want to say that I've been buying some books on Mercari, and I've now acquired the next one. So this is book 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of the Side Changeling series. So I'm stocked up and ready to read more. Who thinks that they have a reading slump right now? This girl. That was the update. Bye. So it's like 6:15 on Thursday morning. I'm awake. Why? I will tell you in a second. But I'm currently reading Briarly by Astrid Glenn Gray. This is the group read this week for Novella November. I didn't originally put this on my paranormal TBR because I didn't realize it was paranormal, but it is. I don't want to spoil how, because I didn't realize it was, so I don't want to spoil anyone else, but it's really fantastic, and like fairy tale like, obviously expected because Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it's male, and the writing is just really gorgeous, and it's so layered, and technically like there's so many different like symbolic things and literary devices that she's using that work so well, and I'm just loving every minute of it. And so like I understand why so many authors like hype this up. It's really good. So I don't know what this would count as. I guess it could fit the shifter prompt, maybe, I don't know, but it's paranormal in some way, so yay. Oh, it's also LGBTQ, but I don't know if it's obviously not own voices. And Astrid Glenn Gray is a woman, but she might be LGBTQ writing male book, but it's not own voices then. Okay, so why am I up at 6 a.m? That dude right there, can you see my dog? Let me show you my dog. So this pug nugget of a dog does not like to be awake by himself. So my dad had to go into his office this morning when he left at like 6 a.m. And this little boy was in the living room by himself in the dark, and he barks. So then who's the bedroom that's closest to a little pug who feels alone? My bedroom. So now he's content and asleep
on the couch, but a second ago, he was by the stairs over there waiting for someone else to wake up with him because I am not enough to content him, and he would like my mom to wake up. So there's that. Now he's just asleep, and I just have to sit here and be with him because he's a whiny baby. And that's the update.
Hi, so it's Friday and I've got some reading updates. I feel like I've been a hot mess all week, so I'm sorry. So I'm also like, it's Friday, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I feel like I've just worn a sweatshirt all week this week. I painted my nails. I don't know. Oh, I should take my glasses off. You can see the ring light. I painted my nails one day this week, and I'm so glad that I did because, like, I have, like, long nails naturally. Like, my nails naturally grow pretty long, but, like, I hadn't painted them in a while, and so, like, I hate the look of unpainted nails when they're, like, super long, and so I'm sorry. But now they're painted, and they're very cute. That was off topic. So I finished some things. I think the last thing I told you, drinking my Nespresso, the last thing I told you that I read was Briarly by Aster Glenn Gray, which is a novella. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's male set during World War II. I think if you're going into this wanting like a fast-paced, steamy romance, this isn't the book for you. It's a really lyrically gorgeous, layered, depth, thematic fairy tale retelling. But whoa, my audiobook was paused. That's what I'm listening to now, but it's fine. It's a historical romance. I told you I'm all over the place right now. So it's Briarly is gorgeous. I thoroughly loved it. I gave it 5 stars. This like isn't technically on this Love in the Night TBR, but I'm counting it as my LGBTQ representation, although obviously it's not own voices because it's written by a female author. But I loved it, and I think the pacing was really fantastic on it. There are a few things that maybe I don't think are, perfect about it, but I don't know, it just did something for me, and I really loved it. And then I read, I had started during the Love in the Night reading sprints, Barista and the Bear, which is the group read. I didn't love this one. And I didn't love it because I like didn't love the tone of the writing, which I think is a preference thing. I think if you enjoy like just hysterically funny kind of books, like it just wasn't like my cup of tea, and I like totally get that. It felt very cheesy to me, and I wasn't into it in the moment. I've also like obviously I feel like I've been like all over the place this week because I feel like mentally I've been all over the place. Like I feel like I've been slumpy, but like at the same time, like I only got 1 video up this week, reading week. So I don't know. But yeah, so I didn't like the writing style. I feel like transitional wise, like in the writing technique, she transitioned between the plot scenes that she was writing in such an odd way. And I feel like things like there was no plot besides the bear shifter getting her. And she like tried to make other things that were going on, but like it didn't work for me. I wasn't into it at all. And I think the prologue should have been taken out of the book. It set a whole different tone than I thought this book was gonna be. I like the idea of there just being like shifters and witches and fae in this world and everyone knows about it, but I don't think it was really set up in the greatest way. I don't know. I don't want to be that nitpicky with this, but I gave it 2 stars. I wasn't into it that much. And then I finished listening to a book that I've been listening to for a while and I keep setting down because it bored the shit out of me. That was Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. This is the second book in the All Souls trilogy. I'm really excited for the TV show. I very much enjoyed the first season and I really liked the first book, but I found this one just like to be a waste of time. Nothing happened here that really furthered the plot. There were way too many characters, just way too much traveling between random things, and like I feel like nothing was really learned here. I enjoyed while I was listening to it, but I just felt like it was a waste of time and it was way too long. So this wasn't technically on my TBR as well. It was something that I had been previously reading. I'm a mess. And yeah, so this follows a witch who falls in love with a vampire and realizes she's much more powerful than she ever thought she was. So, and it's not necessarily, I wouldn't consider that romance. It's more like a sci-fi fantasy with romantic plotline. You wouldn't find it in the romance section of your local bookstore. But that's the update. It's Friday. I am hoping to try and squeeze maybe one more book in because the readathon ends on tomorrow. So maybe I can get something else in. I don't think I'll be able to pick up like Wolf Song or something like that. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you're still here, thank you, and I'm sorry. But sometimes I just like have a crappy week for like no reason. It's 2020. That's the reason. Yeah, I will see you in my next update. So Love in the Night has officially come to an end, and I wanted to share with you the last book that I ended up reading during the readathon. So I had only one bingo square left. Otherwise, obviously this vlog will be my wrap up. So I figured instead of starting something longer that I knew I wouldn't be able to finish, I would start something out of my typical reading comfort zone for the prompt. So I went to Shay Geeks Out's video of manga and paranormal recommendations. I had previously watched this video when it came out several weeks ago, and I didn't remember anything, and I didn't have time to like fully sit through and watch everything. So I'm sorry, Shay. I did end up going to her description, and I picked the only KU manga on the list, and it was Waking Up Sleeping Beauty. It was Waking Up Sleeping Beauty. I haven't read manga in a really long time, so I'm like out of that, like, it's a very different style of language and character and storytelling, and I wasn't like used to it, and I haven't gotten into that in a really long time. So it was hard for me to read and like be into. I did really love the Story's premise of this kid. He's in high school. He starts a job and meets this girl, and they have a really fun time together. He's kind of like half in love with her already, and the next time he sees her, she doesn't remember him. So it's a really fun premise. Obviously it's only volume 1. It took a darker turn than I was expecting it to, and you know, when I clicked it, I was like, oh, it's a fairy tale retelling, and it's not really a fairy tale retelling, but it was fun, and it put me in the mood to want to read more graphic novels. I ended up putting an order at a comic book store that's Black owned in upstate New York. It's actually Jeffrey D. Morgan from like The Walking Dead's like his local comic store, and I bought from them previously, and I just went and bought like different volume 1s for things, and I want to do like a graphic novel reading week or something, but this put me in the mood to read more, which is really fun. I ended up giving it 3 stars because I like didn't know how to rate it, and I didn't think that I was like qualified to rate it, so I just was like, it was fun, it was a thing I read. So yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. I do want to read more manga. I think too I was having trouble because I'm not a fan of reading comics or any art style thing digitally. Like, it's just like not something I'm able to do. Like, some people aren't good at audio, like visually, I can have trouble reading graphic via like my Kindle. So there was also that. I am excited to read more though. Yeah, so that was the Love in the Night readathon. I finished Caressed by Ice by Nalini Singh. I finished Pleasure of Dark Prince by Cressley Cole, Briarly by Aster Glenn Gray, Barista and the Bear by Rebel Carter, and now Waking Up Sleeping Beauty. So that was a pretty productive reading week for me. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to the hosts for putting on this readathon. I've been like so paranormal for the past 2-3 weeks that I'm like, I need a break. So I went into historical romance and I picked up my reading speed. So very excited, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.